is still holding together and still on the move. We're watching that. I was over here, again, west of Houston. It tracked all the way through southern Louisiana, through Lake Charles, where we gusted to 63 miles per hour. And it is right now east of there, continuing to roll right along that I-10 area. Lafayette, we're watching you. Got a number of warnings up and down along this line, and including severe thunderstorm and including tornadoes. So we'll dive into that. First, just to set the background stage today with a tornado watch that has been posted. Now, this goes until 1 o'clock this afternoon. This will be the kind of day where multiple watches get issued through the day, so be ready to see if your area is under one. A watch means that you need to be ready for that potential of severe weather and possible tornadoes. It doesn't mean it's imminent, then a warning would be issued, but it means it's going to be possible in the next several hours. So Hattiesburg, even up to Jackson here, concerns for that today. So let's dive into the radar right now with a lot of lightning ongoing. These storms are very convective. They're very energetic. We see that moving again towards Lafayette and Baton Rouge. Morgan City, you're under severe thunderstorm warning. New Orleans, we've got multiple storms out there for you as well. There's sort of two things going on right now. This main line with all the lightning that you see, and that's the one again that did all that damage, but out ahead of it, we're getting some additional storms develop, and we're tracking those coming up from the south. We're tracking this line coming in from the west. So again, multiple areas that we are watching for very active weather, continuing to see that concern. We also have heavy rain that is happening out here as well. Alexandria, up towards Jackson, where we picked up record rainfall yesterday, and we continue to get some heavy rain, and we're not even in the worst of the rainfall for today yet. So let's dive into some of the rainfall around New Orleans, where it's been heavy there as well. South of there, a severe thunderstorm warning, parts of Jefferson, Lafourche, and St. Charles Parish. Now, I want to point out something important here, that severe thunderstorm warning that's in place, severe winds, the most likely threat, but it says tornado possible on this warning here, right in here. And so watching the radar, there's been a little area of concern of some broad rotation, not tight enough to indicate a need for a tornado warning, but something to watch. So you want to be ready. You know that there's the chance that you may get a tornado warning in this area. Here's that little area of rotation. Let me see, right in here. Again, very broad. It's not tight. It's not strong, but it is there, and it's enough to trigger at least us and the National Weather Service, especially, to be monitoring this particular warning for that possibility. Rainfall is going to be heavy. We actually have a flash flood warning up to the north. Let's track this cell and track it up to the north, where it's likely to track to Estelle at 8:09, New Orleans 8:20. Again, outside of the severe thunderstorm warning in New Orleans. But if that holds together, and we'll be watching that risk get into New Orleans about 8:20, Gentilly 8:26. Again, outside of the warned area, but just want to give you that heads up for tracking purposes of what we are dealing with. We're watching this whole area. I mean, so much active weather. You notice how this is moving. Let me use blue so you can really get the difference. This is moving. These cells here in the New Orleans area are moving from south to north. That's out ahead of this main little area of convection. This, which is got that backward C shape to it. Oftentimes that indicates some very strong damaging wind potential. And as we watch this continuing to move east, places like New Roads, Croat Springs, you're in the thick of it right now. We are likely to see damaging winds there. Baton Rouge, you're under severe thunderstorm warning because of that moving east. Baton Rouge, Central, Zachary. And you notice the threat on this warning says destructive. These winds have the potential to be up over 60 miles per hour, maybe even up over 70 miles per hour. So we are watching for that threat as this moves east. We'll be, I think, if you have any visibility out there, you're likely to see a big shelf cloud advecting in Baton Rouge. We'll have to keep an eye on any cameras in that area if you're looking west. But again, we're tracking this. I mean, the winds are showing us the indication that we'll have some very strong winds moving east. All right, one more stop here, a severe thunderstorm warning in Abbeville, Morgan City, and New Iberia. This one also says tornado possible. So again, that's all part of that backward C-shaped line that we're tracking. But again, watching for that risk where there could be some rotation. Let's see, right in here, perhaps. It's on the leading edge. So all things to consider and watch here, but make sure you are ready for all warnings and know to take action. Let's watch and look at the forecast for today, Greg, here, because this whole system is going to be moving east. Travel conditions, obviously, that was I-20, so obviously there could be some issues out there. When it comes to travel, rainfall causing the potential for flooding is going to be a big concern across eastern Texas, southern Arkansas, a lot of Louisiana, Mississippi, nearly the whole state under a flood flood watch. And then we've got a lot of south and central Alabama into even Georgia and the Florida Panhandle with a flood watch as well. Heavy rainfall has already been out there. You can see where we are right now with it now across a little bit of southern Arkansas, but Louisiana taking the brunt of it right now. But this rain is moving into Mississippi, where we had very heavy rain yesterday. Jackson, we had our 7th wettest April day on record yesterday with more than 4 inches, nearly 5 inches of rain. And now we're about to get more coming in there. In fact, it has started raining already. Just in the past 6 hours, we've seen this very heavy rainfall here across eastern Texas and southwestern Louisiana. You see this little area outlined here in bright pink. This is a flash flood emergency that we've been tracking just south of Jasper in Texas. It's north of Beaumont, south of Jasper. That area, again, inches and inches of rainfall, more than 5 or 6 inches of rain. It came down in a very short time. The rainfall rates when that was all happening was on the order of 4 or 5 inches an hour. If you can imagine that kind of buckets of rain coming from the sky here. Very tough for any areas of drainage to keep up with. Now, today the concern is still very high when we have a look at travel across southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, into Alabama. You get ready here, I-65, parts of I-20, if you're traveling I-10, all are going to be impacted by these storms that are tracking east. Right now, it's I-10 that is feeling the worst of it, Alex, here as the storm rolls out of Baton Rouge and east and heading towards New Orleans. It's going to be a nasty wind maker.